All right, so I'm about to start designing a new character. This is going to be fun. This character's name is Claire Redwood. She's a archer, scout kind of a character. She's a bounty hunter like all the other characters, but specifically I want her to use like these ice powers to use as arrows. She creates like icicles that she can shoot with her bow and arrow. But yeah, this is the very beginning of this process. I literally just started designing this character, drawing this character, and I just used some reference to sketch out some concepts and ideas. But I just opened up pure reference over here on the side and just imported all my reference over here so that it's easier for me to draw in Clip Studio. So let's just get started. Let's see where this goes. I'm excited to uh, create this character, draw this character, and create something cool. So let's get it. Alright, so I'm ready to start coloring and rendering this character. This is Claire Redwood, and I have finalized the face of the character, and so now I want to go in and start finalizing the design by rendering it and coloring this character. I love starting with the face when I draw characters. That's the easiest thing for me to start with to draw, because it's my favorite part of the character to draw. And so, yeah, right now I'll just briefly explain my coloring process for all of these characters that I have so far. Every one of these characters, I use the same kind of a system, kind of process to draw and render. And it all starts with laying down this basic color mask and locking that layer and coloring on top of it. Because I colored the character over here, this portrait, I can just color pick those colors. And to start, she has this pale kind of skin tone, and so I just want to lay that down all over. And the only place that's going to be present is in the face, really, but this helps me get some color down and make it feel a little bit more alive. And this is what I'm going to do, just lay down all the basic colors for this character. The hair, and then same thing over here. And it doesn't matter if it's too rough, because I'm going to refine it as I go and color it as I go, so it's okay if it's a little rough at the start. And what I really got to decide on is the color of the clothing, and for now I just want to keep it like a green color, maybe like a forest green color, and that's because I want to try and differentiate her from the other characters, but make it feel like she belongs in the same world as them. So sure, some type of green color, some type of dark forest green color I can use. I also want her to look like she's from a cold environment, a cold place, and she's used to dealing with that kind of weather. So maybe some type of blue, dark blue colors in here, more green, more of a cool color palette is what I'm thinking. And just laying all these colors down. Doesn't matter how rough they are, I just want them to be as rough as possible. I'm thinking about the colors for the character. I just want to make it clear that I don't usually, or when I'm thinking about the colors for this character, I want to make sure that I'm using the least amount of colors as possible to keep it simplified for myself, and just keep the color palette as simple as possible as well. So I usually want to keep it to around like six colors for the character and work with that. So right now I have the skin tone, the hair color, that's 2, this green jacket, that's 3, clothing 4, and then the gloves, that's 5. And so after that, it's just like colors for the accessories and like the metal. So maybe like 6 to 8 colors I'll probably be using, because it's the same brown color I can use for the belt, all the other accessories. And right now, like I said, I just want to lay down all the flat colors that I want to use. This brown color for the belt and all the leather, and probably the same color for her bow and arrow too, but I don't know if I want it to be made out of metal or not. I think that'd be kind of cool. And already it's starting to look pretty good. So I probably need some type of color for the fur as well. I'll probably use the white color though of her hair. White kind of fur color. Looks good. I have like these fox tails over here. I don't know if I should make them a different color or what could work over here. Maybe some type of yellow. That looks kind of cool too. And that's what reference is for as well. I want to make sure that I'm sticking to my reference. Now, if I'm going to use that yellow, I might need to use it for the fur around the gloves as well. What does that look like? Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to figure this out. But that's kind of the thought process of starting to color this character and what I'm thinking about when I'm drawing all of these characters. So I'm gonna figure it out and show you what I got. All right. So at this point, I've got the final colors down. I like how this is looking so far. I thought I was gonna go with more like this, have a forest green, and I do like this color palette, but I wanted more of a cool, icy kind of a color palette to match my reference here. I color picked this blue and kind of just went off of that. I'm still keeping it dark and a little bit more mysterious, but yeah, wanted it to make it look more cool, more icy, and I feel like this is the best that I can get with this character. And so now with this coloring process, what I like to do to render all my characters, I start with the shadows and add the light. So for this blue, I'm gonna change the hue a little bit, make it cooler, and pick this kind of color here. And I want the light source to be coming from the top left, so I'll just start shading that in to match the lighting scenario, and do that for this whole piece. So I'm doing all of this on one layer because it's just easier to do it on one layer. You can do it on one layer if you're more comfortable with it, but it just saves a lot more time for me just to draw and paint on one layer. I have one layer for my colors and then one layer for the line art, and then after I get all the shadows and the lights in, that's when I will add I will merge the two layers like this and just make it into one layer. But for now, I'm gonna keep it separate and just start adding all the shadows. I don't merge the layers until I absolutely have all the colors down, all the shadows, and or maybe not all, but most of the colors and shadows down. So that's what the next step is, and this part is the fun part because I get to see everything start to come together. And what's really fun about this process is I get to start adding in that purple bounce light like I have with all these other characters. And to do that, I literally grab a purple color, more desaturated, a darker purple color that's really saturated, and I will just start putting this down in the areas where I want it, or I want that glow. This will help me plot that out. even on the swords and the weaponry. Even in the ice here. Ice is going to have that kind of a glow to it. And I want it in the shadows. I want it in as many areas as possible to make it feel cohesive. But don't need to add too much right now because I want to get in all the base shadows first. But yeah, so far so good. Just going to continue to add the shadows and stuff and move on from here. Let's get it. I have had Clip Studio Paint for at least 3+ years, and I just realized I could press tab to open and close all the windows on the screen, and that's helpful because I don't have to worry about a lot of stuff in my way while I draw. But that's besides the point. The point is I finished this rendering of Lilac, and here is the character design next to all the other characters. I'm really happy with how she's looking and how I finished this character design. And so that's 5 characters down in this story. I'm not sure if I'll render or make more of the characters because these are like the main characters of the story. And so if I do render and do more character design videos after this point, it's because it's fun and I like drawing characters, and I definitely want to teach you how to design your own characters. And so if you have questions for me regarding these character designs, and specifically the one I designed in this video, let me know. Definitely want to help you draw and create your own characters from scratch, like I've been doing for this story of mine. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this process, and before you leave this video, I actually want to give you a gift. I want to give you my 3 main brushes that I use to draw and create all of these characters: my soft pencil brush, mechanical brush, and my paintbrush that I use to render these characters. These are the 3 main brushes I use in all my drawings, and I'm just giving them away for free on my Gumroad. So if you would like to download them, they're available for free through the link in my description. And yeah, it's just on my Gumroad channel that I'm starting up. So hopefully that will be of use to you, and I'll definitely make a video in the future about how to actually use them. So until next time, peace out.